Thank you so much for joining me. If you're about to do this yoga flow, make sure that you have your mat, potentially a blanket and a block, just for modifications if you feel like you need them when we get to them. This is going to be a foundational flow to help balance the chakras. Foundation means we're going to work from the ground up. We're mainly going to be focusing on our base root chakra, our sacral chakra, and our solar plexus chakra. It's always good to have a good foundation to give you a great connection and strength as you flow through your asanas. So we're going to start with Virasana. I want you to come into a position where you're on your shins, sits bones are sitting on the heels, and you're just relaxed. At this point, the core is pulling in, lengthen through the spine and the crown of the head, and just release the shoulders back. From here, let's just take a couple of breaths. Just find a sense of ease in the body. So inhale. Through the nose, fill the lungs, exhale. Take another deep breath, inhale. And exhale. This time as we inhale, let's reach our arms all the way above our heads. Grab our left wrist with our right hand, and we're just going to bring our left wrist across the body, stretching through the left side body. Inhaling, lengthening. Exhaling, taking that stretch just a little bit deeper. And release it to the center. Inhale. Grab the opposite wrist, right wrist with the left hand, and exhale, reach it over the body. Feel free to take your gaze up towards your bicep. Take a deep breath in. Lengthen, exhale, deepen. And bring the arms back into the center and release them down to the sides. Malasana, child's pose. Walk the fingertips forward, reaching as far as you can, and lengthening and stretching all the way through the arms. Reach the seat back, tailbone back, core is pulling in and engaged. Feel free to have your knees together here, or you can widen them to the width of the mat and just rest the body in between the legs. Holding it here, breathe in deep, lengthen through the arms. And exhale, slowly walking your fingertips back to the top of the mat and push up into a tabletop. So your feet, well, your hands want to be just underneath your shoulders, knees just underneath the hips. The tops of your feet are facing down. Just find that neutral position. From here, we're going to thread the needle. So we're going to twist through the body and really find some length in the twist. We're going to use the space that we're creating just underneath our body here, starting with the right side. So inhale, reach the right fingertips towards the sky. Exhale, you thread your arm all the way through the space created, bringing your shoulder just onto its head on the mat, twisting through the body, finding that stretch. You'll feel this across the top of the back, pull the core in. It should feel really good. And take a deep inhale, releasing the arm all the way back up to the sky, resetting the body, plant the palm down. Let's take that to the opposite side. Inhale, left fingertips reach to the sky. Exhale, use the space created. Plant your shoulder, tops of your shoulder just onto the floor. And feel free to just rest here. Gaze can come forward. Feel the stretch across the top of the shoulders. And when you're ready, take a deep breath in and release the arm back to the sky. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bring it all the way back down into your tabletop. And from here, we're going to find our way to stand. I want you to push through the palms, reach your feet back into a plank, find downward facing dog, tailbone lifts, reach the arms long, and just walk yourself all the way forward. Bringing your feet slightly together, maybe a slither of space between the heels. Take your gaze forward in a halfway lift, and when you're ready, just release down, forward fold, and inhale, reach all the way up into Dandasana. Bring your palms down to your sides. So from here, we're going to do a couple of sun salutation Aids, just to warm up the body before we carry on with this flow. Starting in Dandasana, tuck the core in, root down through the feet, long through the spine, open through the shoulders and the chest. Inhale, reach the arms up to the sky, palms together, exhale, forward fold. Bring yourself down to the floor. Feel free at this point, if your spine isn't straight, to bend the knees just to straighten the spine ever so slightly. Do what feels comfortable in your body. Holding it here, take a breath in. Gaze comes forward, halfway lift, fingertips touch the floor, or you can touch your shins. Release, forward fold, exhale. From here, plank, right foot back, left foot back. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Release yourself almost to the floor. Push forward into upward facing dog as you inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Tailbone lifts to the sky. Reach it long. Reach with the fingertips. Exhale, walk the dog here if that feels good to you. And then slowly walk our feet all the way to our hands. Let's do that one more time. Forward fold, halfway lift, gaze comes forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Tadasana. Reach all the way up to the sky, hands to prayer. Let's repeat that one more time. Inhale, reach. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold. Left leg back, right leg back, plank. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, tailbone lifts. And slowly walk your feet all the way to your hands, forward fold. Inhale, gaze comes forward, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up, reach the arms all the way to the sky. Bring your hands and palms together in prayer and release them down to your sides. We're going to move down to the floor right now into Sukhasana. So do that in whichever way feels good to you. I'm gently going to bend my knees, bring my hands down, and just bring myself onto my seat. So Sukhasana is your easy pose. I want you to find a comfortable position on your sits bones, rock side to side if that feels good, just to make sure that you have a steady and strong foundation. I want you to just gently bring your hands to the legs and just find some space within the body, opening through the chest, releasing the shoulders back, and lifting up through the crown of the head. Just take a breath here. Now as we exhale, we're going to release our legs straight in front of us. And we're going to find a seated forward fold, Paschimottanasana. So from this position, Dandasana, we're going to just ground ourselves, strengthen through the legs, make sure we're comfortable through our sits bones once again, pull the core in, lift through the spine. You can bring the arms to the side. From here, we're going to inhale and lengthen. And as we exhale, we're going to walk our fingertips forward into our forward seated bend. I want you to stop wherever it feels comfortable within your body. I don't want you to be at any discomfort. So from here, trying to keep the spine fairly straight, hinging from the hips, bring the arms forward. You can either place them at the sides. Your seated fold might be here, it might be lower than where mine is. Find what is comfortable in your body. Holding it here, take a deep breath. And as you exhale, take it a little bit deeper. One more breath in. And release it up into a seated position. We're going to do head to knee bend now. So what I want you to do is grab your right leg, bring the inside of the right sole to the inside of the thigh on the left side. You're opening it up. It's almost like a seated kind of tree pose stance with the legs here, but in a seated position. So from here, as soon as you open up the leg, the torso is probably going to open, shut it down, and keep the torso facing the front of the leg. And we're just going to take the fold once again through the body, bringing our head to our knee or as close as we possibly can get, with still keeping the spine fairly straight rather than completely collapsing and rounding the body. So take a deep breath in here, torso faces forward. As you exhale, reach the arms forward and just bring the head down as far as feels good to you within your body. Holding it here, take a breath in, breath out, and release it all the way back up into your seated position. We're going into half Lord of the Fishes pose. So I want you to grab your right leg and we're going to cross it over the top of our left thigh. Our left leg now is going to bend round towards us, bringing your heel towards the right seat. From this position, you will find you'll already get a lovely stretch all the way down the sides of the thigh. Inhale and lengthen right here. And as you exhale, I want you to find a twist with the torso, bringing the back hand behind you, gaze comes over your right shoulder. If you want to take this a little bit deeper, bring your left elbow to the outside of your right knee and twist the torso from here. Breath in, lengthen. Breath out, twist a little bit deeper. Hold the gaze, concentrate on the drishti. Now when you're ready, release the hands, bring them back round. Right foot comes back across, release the left leg. Neutralize the body by just bringing them both forward. Give them a shake, release any tension. And we're going to take that to the opposite side. So this time we're going to do a head to knee pose, but we're going to bend our left leg. So bring the left sole of the foot against the inside of the right thigh. Again, twist the torso forward, lengthen through the body, inhale. Exhale, bring it forward. Bringing the head to the knee. However feels good and whatever feels good to you. Holding it here, take a deep breath in, flex through the foot, find that stretch through the back of the leg. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, release the leg. Bring your left leg across the right thigh. Bend through the right knee, bringing the right heel to the left seat. And from here, we're going to find that twist. So lengthen through the body, inhale, and find a twist that feels good to you, whether that brings your elbow to the outside of the left knee, or just the hand, whatever feels comfortable. Gaze comes over the shoulder, inhale, lift, and exhale. One more breath in and release it back around. Bring your feet back into that neutral position. Give them a little bit of a shake so they feel good. Moving into tabletop, sweep the legs around. Place your palms underneath your shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Core is pulled in, spine is in a neutral position. Cat-cows. From here, we're going to breathe in. As we breathe in, we're going to extend through the front body, lift the tailbone, gaze goes up to the sky. And as we exhale into cat, we round the spine, gaze comes to the navel, we stretch across the back of the shoulders. Let's do that a few more times. Inhale. Exhale, walk through the spine. Inhale. Find fluidity in the movement. Every time you go a little bit deeper, try to extend, stretch just a little bit more, following the breath. Exhale, gaze comes to the navel. Inhale. Exhale, two more here. Inhale, gaze goes up, tailbone lifts. Exhale, round the spine, last time. Inhale. Exhale it all the way through to cat. And this time on your inhale, just find that neutral position, that neutral spine within the body. From here, we're going to move into a low lunge, starting on the right side. So what I want you to do is take your right foot forward, plant it just between your hands, reaching the left knee back. Here you can have the top of your foot touching the floor if you want to curl your toes. Whatever feels comfortable and good to you, you can take that. But from here we want to take a low lunge, knees stacked over the ankle, core is pulled in, straighten and square off the hips. And from here, just allow the stretch to happen all the way through the backs of the thigh, all the way through the hip flexors at the front of the left thigh. Take a deep breath in here. And exhale it out. One more last inhale. And exhale, pigeon pose. What I want you to do now is plant your hands down, heel toe your right foot across to the left palm. And we're gently going to release our right knee towards the floor. Your foot's going to move, so just let the foot naturally move to where it needs to in order to get into this pose. My leg and my knee don't allow my foot to sit straight across, so my leg tends to go a little bit further down. So find what variation and whatever works in your body. From here, I want you to kind of just find that balance within the hips. So square the hips off, pull the core in, lift up through the chest, proud pigeon. If it feels comfortable, you can always pop a blanket or a block just underneath this area here if you need support or stability in any way, shape or form. Pull the core in, hold it right here, and just allow that stretch. Allow the heat and just embrace it. Take a breath in. And when you're ready, downward facing dog. Exhale, curl the back toes, release the right leg all the way back to meet the left. Tailbone lifts to the sky. Reach long through the fingertips. And at any point in downward facing dog, if you feel like your spine is rounded or you can't get it straight because of the angle, bend the knees and lift the tailbone. That will help straighten the spine. From here, let's take it to the opposite side. So we're going to bring the left leg forward and go into a low lunge. So sweep it round and through between the hands. Bring the back knee down. Reach the toes. Knees stacked over the ankle. Hips are square. And just relax into this asana. Take a deep breath in. Focus just on that prana. And when you're ready, pigeon on this side. Plant the hands, heel toe the left foot over towards the right hand and gently release the knee down. Allow the foot or the leg to move to wherever it needs to in order to allow this pose to happen. Reaching the leg back, proud pigeon. Pull the core in, open up through the chest, the shoulders. Hands can come down as a bit of support. Feel free to use a block or a blanket here if that feels good to you. Take a deep breath in. And from here, place the hands down, downward facing dog. Inhale. And as you exhale, curl the toes under, release the left leg all the way back, downward facing dog, lift the tailbone. From here, forward fold. We're just going to gently walk the feet all the way towards the hands. And lifting up into Dandasana. Inhale and rise. Exhale, release the arms down. We're going to find a single pose right now called Malasana, which is garland pose, also known as a yogi squat. And I'm going to face you a little bit more square, or not completely square, but a bit more so it's visible. I want you to bring your feet slightly wider than hip distance apart because we're going to squat down into this pose. If you want to use your block at this point to come and sit down when you get down into your squat, great time to do this. So grab your block and you can use it on whichever height suits you. So from here, I'm going to pull the core in, keep the toes pointing slightly outward at about a 45-degree angle. Bring the hands into prayer, and we're just going to inhale. And as we exhale, slowly release yourself down, keeping your spine as straight as you can, all the way as low as is possible in your body. Remember, everybody is different. Everybody moves in a different way. So listen to your body and do what feels good to you. So this is Malasana. This is great for the core and especially for the groins. I want you to use your elbows to try and push the insides of the thighs slightly wider, root down through the feet, and try and keep the spine as straight as possible. Rather than leaning forward and being down here, try to create space and light and air within the whole chest, crown of the head, and just hold it right here. Take a deep breath in Malasana. Find a bit of ease in the discomfort. Take a breath in. And as we exhale, let's inhale and rise. And release. Well done. Let's take this down to the floor once again. Release the hands down. Find a seat. And we're going to find ourselves on our stomachs. So swing yourself around and bring the feet and the knees all the way back, coming down onto the tummy. Baby Cobra. I want you to root down through the hip bones, through the hip points, tops of the feet are facing flat. Plant the hands, tent them just to the sides and a slight bit forward of the shoulders fractionally. And lift the elbows a little higher up to the sky. So they're not right down here, they are just lifted, creating some space. From here we're going to take a few baby cobras just to move through the spine and to also address the solar plexus chakra. So from here I want you to just gently push through the tented fingers. You are rolling up through vertebrae by vertebrae, and the last thing to rise is the head, almost like a snake would do. And we release ourselves down the same way. Head's the last thing that comes down. Let's do that 2 more times. So inhale and rise. Exhale, release yourself all the way down. Inhale, rise. And release yourself all the way down. Let's go into a full cobra here. So you want to plant your hands just near the shoulders, underneath. And this time we're going to push up higher within the whole body. So as you inhale, push up. Head is still the last thing that rises. Lift the head all the way up, hold it here. And as you exhale, roll yourself all the way down. Just take a moment here, shake the legs, shake the spine, just neutralize. And when you're ready, downward facing dog. Push through the palms, plant, curl the toes under, plant them into the ground and push up through the tailbone. High lunge, starting on the right side. So 3-legged dog, right leg comes to the sky and swing it all the way through between the hands. Planting the foot, right knee stacked over the right ankle, reaching the back leg long. Pull the core in and reach the arms above you, finding your high lunge, your crescent lunge. So you want to keep the body straight here, hips are square, core is pulled in, and the chest is wide and open. From here, exhale into warrior 2. So we're going to plant the back foot down at about a 45-degree angle, still keeping the front bend and releasing the arms either side, in front and behind us. Keeping the chest open, your gaze comes over your front fingertips. From here, we're going to release into extended triangle. So I want you to straighten the front leg, bump the hips back, reaching the arms as far forward as they come, and then hinge. At the waist, bringing the right hand down to the ground or to the shin, whichever feels good in your body. Left fingertips come to the sky. If it's available to you, take your gaze up to the sky as well. Open up through the body, holding it here. Take a breath in. Exhale, warrior 2, bend the front knee, release the arms back up to where they were. And when you're ready, we're just going to cartwheel the arms all the way down to the floor, downward facing dog. Right foot goes back, tailbone lifts. Fingertips are long, pull the core in, and let's take that to the opposite side. So left foot rises, 3-legged dog, swing it through in between the hands, rise up, left knee stacked over left ankle, straighten through the right leg, hips are square and forward. Hold it here, take a deep breath. Exhale, warrior 2, reach the arms long, plant the back foot, get the hips. Reaching into extended triangle, so straighten the front leg, bump the hips back, reach the arms forward and hinge, taking your gaze all the way up to the sky. Take a deep breath in here, feel that beautiful stretch all the way up in your thigh. When you're ready, exhale, bend the front knee, warrior 2, reach the fingertips forward, gaze comes over the fingertips. And when you're ready, cartwheel the arms all the way down into downward facing dog. Reaching the feet all the way back. And then gently walk the feet into forward fold. Halfway lift, gaze comes forward. Release into forward fold. And inhale, rise all the way up into Dandasana. Bring the palms down and reach them out to their sides. From here, we're going to go into a singular standing asana called dancer's pose. I want you to really listen to your body here and honour it. Don't try to put yourself in a position that feels uncomfortable where you could potentially injure or hurt yourself. Just honour where you're at today. So from dancer's pose, we're going to root down through our feet and give yourself a real good grounding, because we're going to be lifting our right leg first and balancing on our left foot. So from here, I want you to root down through the left foot, keep a softness through the knee, never really ever lock it out because then you're shutting off the flow of energy through the whole body. You should always have that slight bend through the knee to allow that energy to constantly flow. From here, we're going to bring our right knee up, grab onto our right ankle, and we're going to just bring it behind us. Now your dancer's pose may be right here if that feels okay to you. Otherwise, we're going to start moving into the fuller expression, and you stop whenever it feels good in your body. But from here, I want you to reach the right back leg behind you, grabbing onto the ankle, keeping the hips fairly square, reach the hand forward, your gaze can come forward, and just holding it here. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, release it. Whoop. Down a little bit slower than I did there. So let's shake the legs out simply because we put the weight into the left leg. We're going to take that over to the right leg now and lift the left leg up in our position. Root down through the feet. Keep a softness through that knee. Bring the left foot up, grab onto the ankle. From here, just bring the leg down. Reach the arm forward. And version of dancer's pose that feels good in your body. And it's okay if you wobble. It's tough balancing, and every day the body is different. So just embrace wherever you are today, here and now. Holding it here. Take the gaze forward if it feels okay and good to you. Take a breath in and release. Gently bringing the leg all the way back down, and once again, you can shake it out. Great job. Let's make our way down to the floor into Dandasana, so our seated pose with our legs long in front of us. From here, just get comfortable in the sits bones. Pull the core in. Let's find bound angle. So I want you to grab your right leg, just at the ankle, pull it in towards you. Doesn't necessarily have to come in too far. Do the same with the left ankle. If you need blocks at this point for support underneath the knees, you can do. Remember, your bound angle might be further forward, it might be further towards the body. Honor your body and do what feels good to you. From here, grab the ankles, lift up through the spine, take a deep breath in through the crown of the head, and release the body forward. Hinge at the hips, try and keep the spine as straight as is possible. Use the feet for purchase if that feels good at the ankles. Try not to over round the spine and just bring it down as much as feels good. And relax into the pose. Take a deep breath in. And from here, you can release yourself back up into a seated position. We're going to move our feet into wide angle pose. So just lengthen through the left foot, but then open up through the right leg. Flex both of the heels. Open them as wide as feels good and comfortable in your body. From here, lift up through the torso. We're going to bring our fingertips to the floor and gently walk ourselves forward. So from here, keeping the spine as straight as feels good in the body, hinge at the hips, try not to round too much and only come down as far as feels good. Don't go down excessively or push yourself further than you feel comfortable with doing. Take a deep breath in here. And as you exhale, gently just turn the fingers and walk yourself all the way back up into your seated position. Bring your right leg to meet the left. Place your feet just on the floor in front of you, heels are flat, to boat pose. From here, you can do a few different variations of boat pose, working up to the full expression. Pull the core in, lean the torso back, finding that V shape in the body. Bring your toes onto their tips, hold behind the thighs, and this could be your boat pose right here. If you want to move it to the next part of the expression, just lift the toes off the floor, straighten through the legs, keep them at that straight angle, but the body is still at the V. Hold behind the thighs or release them, whatever feels good. If you want to take this to the fuller expression, just keep that V shape in the body, lengthen through the legs, bring the arms out if that feels good, otherwise you can hold them at the back of the thighs. And let's just take a couple of breaths here. Breathe in. Exhale, brighten through the chest, don't let it collapse. Inhale. And exhale, release the legs, release the hands, and slide them down. Bring the seat forward, come down onto the back, roll yourself down vertebrae by vertebrae. Going into a lying spinal twist. So release the legs long. Pull the core in and just bring your right knee in towards your underarm, in towards your chest. Flex through the left foot, stretching through the hip flexors on the left side. As we inhale, we lengthen. As we exhale, let's twist. So bring your right knee across the body. You might need to move yourself onto the side of your hips so you're almost lying sideways with your hips. Keep the shoulders intact with the floor. That's the most important part of this posture, to make sure that the shoulders are intact, so therefore you actually get the twist through the spine rather than lifting up and breaking the extent of the twist that you have. Bring your arm into a cactus position. Bring your gaze over to the side. Twist through the spine, holding it here. Exhale, take it deeper. And inhale, release it back to center. Bring both knees in, give them a hug, neutralize the spine, take it to the opposite side. Right leg goes long. Left knee pulls in. When you're ready, inhale. Exhale, bring the right knee across the body, the left knee across the body. Arms go into a cactus position. Shoulders remain intact with the floor. Gaze goes over to the left side. Take a deep breath in here. Exhale. And bring the knees back into center. Just take a massage over the spine, release any tension, and we'll prepare ourselves for our final resting posture, Shavasana. Plant the feet on the floor. Slide them all the way down to the edges of the mat, into the corners. Let the feet just fall to the sides and relax. Arms come down into a low V. Palms face to the sky. At this moment, just allow the body to relax. Let every tension melt away into the mat and leave the body. And may you find a complete sense of peace and calm. Shavasana. Shavasana is here for you as long as you need. If you are ready to move on with your day, and invite some movement back into the body, just start wiggling the fingertips and the toes. Bring your feet flat, just near the seat. Bring your right arm up towards the head. Roll onto your right side using your bicep as a pillow. Place your left palm flat and down, reaching along through the left leg. And then gently push yourself up into an easy seated position. Bring your hands into heart center in prayer. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, bring your thumbs to your third eye center. Your forehead just between your brows. Namaste.